David Sayler, our athletic director, has been here just a little over a year. This is his second season at USD, and I think we've all been very pleased with his progress, with his interest and devotion to our university. I couldn't be happy that we hired David to succeed Joel Nielsen, and I think he's brought a lot of success to this university and will continue to do so. So without further ado on my part, please welcome David Sayler.
All right, thank you. Great turnout. Thanks everyone for coming. I appreciate it very much. Huge day for us. Big day for the Coyotes and everything that it goes with our football program. So thank you all for making the time. When I visited with a lot of the media and folks after the process here, when it started in terms of looking for a new coach, we were talking about four things the whole time. Leadership, discipline, working within the academic mission of the university, and winning conference championships. Those are things that are important to me. They're part of my core values and who I am, and they're certainly part of what I expect from our football program. What I can tell you today without any doubt in my mind whatsoever, I have found someone that checks every single one of those four boxes. And when I talk about conference championships, I'm actually going to put two checks in that box because he also has national championships to his credit. Okay, so when I started kind of filtering through some things, it was very clear that one person was emerging to me, and it was our coach here today, Joe Glenn. What I want to talk about too briefly is how this fits in with a plan going forward for this athletic program. It really fits perfectly into everything we're trying to accomplish. When you take joining the Missouri Valley Football Conference and all that's going to entail in terms of stepping up our level of competition. When you talk about an arena, a facility master plan that we're embarking on, and how our football coach can help with that process and help fundraise for that process. When you also talk about the increased membership in Howling Pack, both in terms of names, numbers, and also dollars, of course, and scholarship programs, which we're currently raising money for. All those things really fit together into this coaching search and someone that can really help move the needle on all those things. And I can't think of anyone better than someone who's been here and who's played for the Coyotes. So it's extremely exciting for me on that front as well. We pursued Joe very hard. There's no doubt in my mind that he was identified very early for us to talk to. And when he gave a little bit of indication that he had some interest, we locked in pretty quick and really started focusing on some of the core issues we needed to get through and figured out and talk to. So Joe was right at the beginning and on our list to certainly consult and talk with, and I'm so glad that he took the phone call. So it's very good. This hire really makes a statement to me, and I want to make sure that I share that with all of you. And that statement again is that I continue to talk about, we're not just doing this thing to compete and get out there, we're doing this to win. I want to be a part of a winning program and really move this university forward athletically, which also will in turn help with enrollment here at the school and everything else. So this is a strong statement, I think, to everybody involved with our program that we're doing this for the right reasons. And I hope it sends that message to everybody very clearly. I want everyone to stop being afraid of success. We need to embrace it. We need to start expecting success. That's something I talk about with my staff all the time and our coaches. And I want us to take that thought every day into work when they come in. And I can tell you unequivocally that our new football coach shares that vision and shares that passion. And so without further ado, I want to introduce our new coach, your coach of the Coyote football program, Joe Glenn.
Wow. Somebody come up here and pinch me, would you? Thank you. Good to see a lot of faces in here. I wish I could just take time to hug you one by one and say good to see you again. I know words can't express how I feel right now. This is a Kodak moment for me. It's full circle. And how proud can I be? I'm going to give you some of my feelings regarding being your football coach. And for one, our success begins with the winning coaching staff. winning teachers, winning people, high character people, on and off the field. Strong values, strong commitment to this university, and strong commitment to kids, to athletes that I've always thought everywhere I've been, it's been our coaches and the motivators pushing the athletes, pushing the students, getting involved in their lives. Family is an issue that we all think about and talk about. The university family, that our family over here, and that's a big, big part of the type of men I want to surround myself with. And can't wait to get cracking here a little bit. I think somebody said, well, what's your philosophy, or what have you done along the way that's helped you? And I'll share a little bit of it with you. In my career, something happened one time. It's called Make Me Feel Good, Now We'll Produce. And I've spoken about this some here and there, and it's a little bit homespun, but bear with me. Years ago at the University of Montana, we'd just beaten the Montana State Bobcats for the first time. And Coach Larry Donovan, who recruited me here to the University of South Dakota, was our head coach at Montana at the time. And he came down the hall on Sunday, and he opened the door, and Lynn Rosenbaugh and I were breaking down the film from yesterday's game. And he was just tickled. He said, boy, you guys did a great job yesterday. And he patted us both on the back, and he said, I'm proud of you and thankful for you. Just glad to be coaching here with you. And he shut the door, and Lynn and I looked at each other. And Lynn said to me, make me feel good and I will produce. And I think we all get it now, is that that is my style of motivation. I believe a lot of guys, Alabama maybe, can motivate out of the fear factor, the power thing, that you can do whatever you want to people and make them do something out of fear. Or you can make people love someplace. You can make people love what they do. You can make people love each other. You can make people love their colors, their name on the front, their name on the back, the game they play, school they're at. Make them love competition, their teammates. And intrinsically make them love who they are and where they're at. Then I think you build that person, their love, that self-fulfilling prophecy. Make them feel good about who they are, where they're at, and all the things I just talked about. And then I think you have a motivated athlete. And those are things I've tried to build on. I learned them here at the University of South Dakota. I could share that a little bit more on that with you. It won't make this too much longer. But I knew a young woman that met in high school. She's now my bride, standing in the back of the room, Michelle. We're going out on one of our first dates. Now it was the fall of my senior year of football. I was a big stud, 155-pound quarterback. And we had just won our 4th game in a row in Nebraska, defeated at that time one of the best teams in the state, Boys Town, and to become 4-0. And I was always the last guy out of the locker room, and I just slowed it, showered, and I joked. Some of my teammates in here, Robbie, God. And anyway, as I came out of the locker room, my coach, Vince Aldridge, Hall of Fame in Nebraska, he grabbed me and he was talking to the local press reporter, Condi Sargent. He said, Condi, this is Joe Glenn. He said, he's the best quarterback we've ever had here at Lincoln Pius. What? I said, there was one last year just went to Nebraska, and I'm not going to Nebraska. But I didn't say anything, and he gave me a little hug and a pat on the back. And then I got it. I said, I know what he's doing. He's making you feel good. And he was proud of me, but I said, thanks, Coach, and good night. And as I walked out of the room, I started floating. And I floated out to the car, and I floated the rest of the year because, you know, there was no way I was going to let my coach down. If that's the way he felt about me, and that's the way he addressed the public, the newspaper about me, you think I wasn't going to lay it on the line for my coach? Absolutely. And anyway, that is a way to motivate people. That's been my style, and it will never change. And I've argued it with a lot of coaches, but that is where we're coming from. If any of my athletes are in the room, plan on working hard, plan on doing all the things everybody else is doing, but plan on being loved and plan on being patted on the back. And then if you need a little motivation, well, we'll give you some motivation, but encourage you. But we will make you love this place and love who you are and love the colors you put on. I promise you that. We got to recruit. We know that. It's the lifeblood of anybody's program. Had a short meeting with the coaching staff before we came over here. We will recruit speed. We will recruit winners on and off the field. We will recruit team captains from their various high schools. We will recruit all-around athletes. Most of the athletes I've coached have wrestled or played basketball, track and field, soccer. We had lunch at Jim and Colette's house right before we came over here, and I told them a cute story. When I was here, we were recruiting, and on the questionnaire in those days, we got a questionnaire from a guy named Bob Ligenfelter from Nebraska. He's a big lineman from Plainview, Nebraska. We didn't get him. But on the line we asked, who's the best player you played against? He scribbled out played against, and he wrote down wrestled against. And it was a guy named Jerry Pollard. Is Jerry in here today? I don't see Jerry. He probably works. But he wrestled against Jerry Pollard, who ended up from a little town in Clarks, Nebraska. He came to South Dakota, captain of the conference championship team, and I think he was 2 or 3 time all-conference, little undersized, but over-toughed. And that's how we're going to do things. We're going to dot the I's and cross the T's and turn over every stone and learn how to figure out who the diamonds in the rough are. And we'll go ahead and go head-to-head with all the biggies, but I think most of the time the kind of people we got here have a little bit something special somewhere else. They're maybe not always 6'8", and maybe they're not always, the Division I blue chip, whatever that is, how many stars they got. But we will find the best in every guy we can find and get in here and make a football team and crack. I'll tell you that. We will go to every high school we can. Go in and say hi to the principal. Represent our university in a classy way. We'll say hi to the guidance counselor and make sure we do things within the spirit of the rules of the game. We're moving into a new league. We were here when we played those guys. Some of you remember playing North Dakota State, South Dakota State, Northern Iowa. We can play with those guys. Don't we got scholarships here too? We'll play with those guys, huh? They're going to know who we are. People have already asked me just up and down the hallway today and this morning, what's your offense, coach? What are you running? What do we got? What's your defense? Well, my offense and my desire to coach kids, we'll find the scheme. We will find what works for the kind of guys we can recruit here. But I promise you this, we will be a fundamentally sound football team. We will learn how to tackle. We will learn how to block. We'll learn how to wrap up and rally to the football. We will learn how to block until the echo of the whistle. We will learn technique to help our athletes have success. We will know our assignments. We'll be razor sharp in the things that the coaches can coach and the players can take. We won't overload them. We will have discipline on our team. We will be at meetings on time. We will be at class on time. We will take care of our teammates and make sure that they're doing the right things. We will catch and we will run with enthusiasm and spirit like the likes of which you haven't seen. All the mundane parts of football, that's what we'll do. I'm not exactly sure. I'll probably have to ask our assistant coaches exactly what we're going to do right now as far as X's and O's go. But we'll put the hand in the glove that was here. A lot of things right about what's here. But it's those things that will make us good that I just talked about. You couldn't have picked a more proud person to have this position. And I promise you this, one of the things that I finally looked at when they asked me to take the job was, you have a chance to go back to your university and do something that they're asking you to do. Get your ass up and get it done. Go do it. And go do it with every fiber you have in your body, with all you've got for vermilion and white.